when I finished my bachelor's degree, I didn't think I was going to go for my master's. But then I thought about it. Work paid. So I was like, why not? But I also didn't know during that time I was going to get pregnant and have a kid. So it took me some time. I took work only paid for so many classes a year, so I ended up only being able to take 3 a year. So it took me some time, but I finished. I didn't realize it was going to be so hard to have a normal life, raise a kid, work a 40-hour job, and go to school. The number of nights of lack of sleep and the stress was endless, but now it's coming to an end. And I have learned a lot. There are plenty of classes that helped a bit my personal life and career. When I was picking my concentration, it was pretty easy to go with. I am a cost accountant, so I wanted to expand on my cost accounting position. So it was really a difference between an accounting degree and finance, but most people don't realize the difference. But accounting is actually different than a financing. Accounting would do more reporting, auditing, accounting theory, and tax income, which is going to be more towards based towards like a tax accountant or an auditor. But for finance, you're looking on when you're looking at a finance concentration, you're looking for financial planning, budgeting, financial analysis, and financial strategies. That is what I needed. Even though a finance concentration doesn't really touch cost accounting, we still deal with the balance sheet and P&L, which is what we learn about in your finance concentration. One reason why I love cost accounting is because it's not just boring everyday stuff. We actually cover a wide range of topics like direct and indirect cost, allocation of cost, accounting for material cost like inventory and scrap and waste cost. There's a lot of math and a lot of problem solving. And like I said, not just dealing with the balance sheet and P&L. So a finance concentration was exactly what I needed. There were quite a few different classes that really helped me, but at the same time, I also didn't realize that going into your master's, that 90% of the work was group projects. Never thought that would happen with a finance concentration. Thought that would be more for like a business management concentration that need to work on communication. But it did help me. It helped me open up a little bit more and kind of also step up some because there was a lot of times that the groups just didn't want to do anything. So I really had to step up and take charge. So it helped. But as for other classes, business 632, which is advanced financial statement analysis, and business 522, which is financial tools for managers, both helped with my current position being with the basic understanding of the fundamental uses and benefits of financial statements like the income statement, which is the P&L, the balance sheet, and cash flows. I don't deal with cash flow, but we deal with the P&L and balance sheet. Your P&L displays the company's revenue, cost of goods sold, gross profit, selling and administrative expenses, operating income, taxes paid, interest, and net profit. Your income statement helps stakeholders and owners make informed decisions about the company, since it's used to forecast the future. And while and then the cash flow statement shows how well a company can generate cash to pay off its debts and fund operating expenses. Um, so again, I don't really work with cash flow, but it was great to still have an understanding on how it worked. The balance sheet and P&L are the ones I work with closely. I actually work with them pretty regularly. At least the balance sheet, not so much the P&L. Business 522 had different assignments breaking down the balance sheet, cash flow statement, and P&L for a fake company, which helped us get a better understanding on how debits and credits work on the statements. Um, and like I said, it's not like I use everything that was taught in the classes, but they still help me get a really good understanding. Especially since every single beginning of the month we have a meeting that go over the financials from the previous month. So we talk about like why what like our accounts receivable account dropped so much, or where what happened to the cash, why didn't we get make something, all of those type of things we talk about in those meetings. And it was great to actually have like a more broad understanding on the debits and credits of how those balance. um, Another class, which would be business 635, which is organizational risk management. I didn't actually think that was really gonna do anything for me with a financial um concentration, but they actually talked about financial risk. And for us, when you're talking about financial risk, you're talking about internal and external audits, which is something that my company deals with a lot. Since we are a government company, we actually get audited quite often. So it was nice to actually have a understanding on how those audits work. I did not start working with the audit company until more recently. So it was nice to actually have an understanding beforehand to know what they're looking for, and how to even interact with them, um, which was great. Business 635 also talked about employee benefits, which my company didn't really have, which has great benefits, but it's good for other eh, people who are in the class who don't really have get those benefits. Um, and also, it's just nice to know that different countries and stuff do everything a little differently than we do. Um, and as for Business 633, which is investment management and analysis, I actually enjoyed this class again, even though it was a little bit confusing to me. It did not help with my concentration, but it actually helped with my personal life. Uh, I'm not an investing, I don't do investments, so it was a little weird to me, but it was great to have an understanding of all the different types of investments out there. So it was great to get to know, and in case I ever actually do want to do that, again, that's all my husband more than me, but now I can help him if I want to. But I did actually in the class did find out that technically there is one investment that I'm dealing with, which is my house. About 3 years ago, we switched over to the public sewer instead of septic. We installed new windows, and we even did upgrades on a furnace, which actually in the class learned those were all investments for the future. So that was actually kind of cool. Um, Overall, all the classes have taught me at least something new, or just really helped me expand my knowledge for my future and my career. It has This whole master's program has helped me grow in my career, in my personal life. I was able to learn to be a better person and speak up more, but also bring new options and better or different perspectives to my boss. So I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed my time in my concentration, and in my master's program. So thank you.